welcome to Toffee Bluecast match reaction. Leicester 2, Everton 2. It's a bit later we've done this, but we are here and we will have to go through the match and tell you what we think, and you tell me what you think in the comments. Now, for any new subscribers that are on, the way we're going to do it is we're going to go from minute one. I've got loads of stuff to put on the screen, like at the game. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. We'll look at the bad stuff. We'll try and go through that quickly. And we'll look at the positives as well. And we'll take it in. And then the way we end it is me and Paul's very good at it. The way we'll end it is we'll feel better towards the end and we'll get ourselves ready for the next game. Now, I've got him here, the one and only Paul. Going to add him in. Here we go. How are we doing, Paul? You all right?
All right. I'm not bad, a bit knackered, but apart from that, I'm all right.
I know you've been a busy man.
Lovely two-day residential. 2-day residential with my class, and last night I was in Countess Chester Hospital because one of the kids split her head open, falling out of bed.
Oh, my days.
Yeah, so it was...
Feel bad getting you on now after that.
No, it's all no. So in the last 48 hours, I probably had about 5.5 hours sleep.
I'm going to give you the Superman cape on this after getting that kid sorted and stuff. Jamie, hello. Everyone on Everything Everton as well. Hello. Stick with us all the way through, people. We've got some good stuff on the screen for the game, and me and Paul will talk through it and give a good analysis on the game. We will have to go through it. So how was you feeling at the start of the game? In the lineups?
Weird kind of lineup wise, I think I was quite happy, to be honest. It needed a little change, but I felt as though we had the three in the middle, so I thought that was good. Calvert-Lewin up, Iwobi on the right hand side, I thought it was good, and yeah, so going into the game, I felt okay about it, to be honest.
See,
yeah, I felt fairly confident. Yeah.
I was like hyping it all up, felt really confident. And then when they put their lineup out and I seen Tielemans and I seen Vardy and I seen Barnes, I thought, whoa, this is good. This is a hard game. This is a hard game. And we didn't start very Nana. James Garner come in. That was a bit of a shock for me. And I was like, please, Everton, just do this. Just do this, Everton. But yeah, I was 50-50. I was confident and scared at the same time, as I always am. But yeah, so we started the game, I think you'll say as well, we started the game really well, I think. I think we started like all at them, and that made me feel better straight away. Now, we're going to put your stuff on the screen now, and we're going to talk through it. And here we go. Paul's got all his football knowledge. He used to be football coach and everything, so he's quite good at looking at this sort of stuff. Now, this is the first thing that we got in the game. Here we go. Should come up now. 9th minute in. We are all over them at the start, like I say, and we've worked the ball over to Alex Iwobi, 9th minute in. And this is a good chance, isn't it?
It's a very good chance. I mean, we kept possession a little bit before this for a few seconds and created a good chance. It's exactly what we wanted. It started on the left-hand side, made its way across the middle, then across to the right-hand side, and then we created a shooting chance. And actually, it was a fair shot. Decent reaction from the keeper. I think the save was a little overhyped, to be honest, because it was within arm's reach. You know, he didn't have to sort of fly to his right-hand side or anything. But everyone did what they were supposed to do, so there was no sort of complaints about missing a good chance because it was a good effort.
I think if he took it earlier, he might have been able to catch the keeper out a bit more. I think Iwobi takes his shots late, doesn't he? And later on, he did take one early, which we'll go on to later on. But I think if he hits that straight away before the keeper's set, he's got more open goal. The defender's not next to him. And the keeper probably doesn't save it.
The thing is, in the past, I would have expected him to have 2 or 3 touches to his right-hand side and then shoot and go in the side netting or something. But at least he made the keeper make a save. So maybe it's something he's been working on, because obviously he did a better effort in the second half, didn't he?
Yeah, well, at least he did get the shot off. I mean, if they missed the goal, then you moan a little bit. But he got it on target. He forced keeper into a save. And I was just like, yes, Everton are good here. we look for saying we're at Leicester, the crowd are behind them. We've started good here and we've got this chance, and I'm thinking we can go and win this. I really am thinking we're going to go and win this. Now I'm going to put the next moment on the screen. We'll go through the stages with you. I mean, that was a good chance, but like Paul's just said, Iwobi didn't do that bad with that. I don't think he did. I can't really slate him on that one because it wasn't really bad, was it, Paul, that one?
No, and it was on the back of consistent pressure as well. We came out all guns blazing. You sort of think, oh, are we going to be all huff and puff and not actually creating enough in front of goal? But actually, we were creating a little bit better. That might be because we were on the front foot, or maybe because Leicester are as bad as we are, to be honest.
Well, that was
but at least we were going forward, you know.
That was 9th minute in. This is 14th. Now we've just had that Iwobi chance, 9th minute in. This is 14th minute. And on the left picture, as you can see, is the foul. On the top right picture is the penalty. And on the bottom right picture is where he put the penalty. I've tried to put good stuff on the screen for you to give you a proper insight on what happened so we can go back to it properly. Now, it is. What do you think on this? It is a foul, isn't it, on Calvert-Lewin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. God, I would have been absolutely fuming, to be honest. But they do check it. They check everything, don't they? But I don't think there was any defence from Castagna. No, not a chance. And the thing as well, we got this chance from doing something that we've not done in recent games. We've actually been higher up the pitch. Leicester couldn't sort of deal with how quick we were playing the ball. So our chances in previous games have come from Coleman having the ball.
This was Coleman. This was.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that until I looked back. It was Coleman that put this cross in.
It was, but he was actually higher up the pitch. So generally what's happened is that we've had the ball in the right back position, and then Coleman's played it a good 50 yards into someone on the right-hand channel, whether that be Calvert-Lewin's moved over or into Iwobi, and then we've attacked from that position. But actually, because we had a decent first 20 minutes and decent possession, we were higher up the pitch. So the cross from Coleman wasn't like a lump into the area. It was sort of a measured pass, really. And Calvert-Lewin was decent at getting the first touch.
Coleman is very accurate with his crosses. That's something that doesn't get talked about. Coleman's quality is always quite good. What he puts into the box, he is composed. You look at that shot that he scored against Leeds. He's got that experience, Antti, and those experienced players are quite good on those sort of things. And it's goodbye Calvert-Lewin here, because this is what we're all crying for him to do. Because when Calvert-Lewin was the good Calvert-Lewin, he used to get us penalties like this all the time. And I think this is the Calvert-Lewin we've all been crying out for, and he's definitely grown with confidence here because he's put them under trouble. They can't handle him there, look. And then we'll move on to the penalty. Look, he's taking the penalty there, and I've got on the bottom right-hand picture where he puts the penalty. Absolutely no chance, is he, of saving that?
No, he's a decent penalty taker, and
nice and high.
How nervous was everybody? How nervous was everyone in the comments?
I was scared.
Oh God!
Put it in the comments. How nervous was you in the comments when this? Was you confident? I'll read through the comments. Like, did you think he was going to score this penalty? Yes or no? I normally say yes, but I was like so scared because I wanted it so much, because it's the dream start for us, isn't it? To get the lead in this game that a win would mean so much. And I was nervous, scoring first. And he smashes it in and we go 1-0 up. How are you feeling now we're 1-0 up?
Oh, I mean, surprise and, being happy about the first 15 minutes of how we've dominated the game. And Calvert-Lewin on the confident at that.
Jamie and Everton said that they did think that he was going to score, so that they was confident that he was going to score. Just having a little blur there, 2 seconds. Just but I'm just going to put the other picture on the screen. So this was 14th minute. So we started really well. We're 1-0 up. Let Paul back in. You right there now? 1-0 up. Remove that from the screen now. We are going through different stages in the game.
Yeah. He's up against Fayez as well. And we picked him out in the pre-match as one of the weaker defenders that they've got. So Calvert-Lewin was on him each time, I thought. He stayed away from the other one because he spotted a bit of a weakness. And he gets in front of him to test on.
Now we're all scared we're gone 1-0 up, and you think to yourself, I'd rather go 1-0 up 95th minute with 92 minutes, like 92 minutes in the game. But we're all scared, and you think, don't let them get a goal back. And then this has happened straight after 22 minutes, crossing the box. Whose fault do you think this is? Because I think Michael Keane's got to close him down. Looking at the fly to the ball there, what's your opinion on this one?
I've watched it a few times, to be honest, particularly the replay in the left-hand box. And what you can't see in the left hand is that there's actually maybe you see it in the right-hand side, is that I think number 7 there is actually behind Coleman on the left, on our right-hand side there, left. And so Coleman's not tucked inside because he's already got a man that he's marking, and he's given him, a few yards, and then he's sort of inside a little bit, but he can't mark 2 people. So basically what's happened is when the ball's gone over to our left and then been headed back across, leading to where you see the ball dropping down in the left-hand box, Keane's followed the ball. So when it went from our right to our left, Keane's gone and followed in towards where you can see Calvert-Lewin, if you like. It's only when the ball's been headed back over to the guy who scores that Keane has then had to turn back and try and gain another 5-6 yards, which doesn't sound a lot, but if you're not aware of what's behind you, then it can do you. Yeah, absolutely, it can do you. And that's basically what's happened. So Keane might not see the guy who scored as a centre-back. So Keane might not see him as his man, if you like, but he's the closest one to him. And then when it comes back over, his position is going to be a lot better, because moments before the ball's dropped down, Keane is only facing his left-hand side, and he's no idea that the guy actually is a good 10 yards behind him. So by the time the ball's come back over and he's turned, he's not even aware that he's there, hence why the guy's got a shot on. I think Pickford's probably going to be disappointed, but I also think it was a slight deflection. I don't know whether it was off Tarks or whoever it was.
I don't think Pickford's in the middle of his goal enough for me. It looks kind of like he slips, if you know what I mean. Like he's just. Do you know where that slip can get you a second of just getting over across a bit more? I do think Pickford could have saved it, and I do think Keane could have put the block in. I really do think that with Keane, you watch the flight, how close Keane is when he actually shoots. I think if you're going to be that close, make the block. We see Tarkowski make those blocks in that position all the time. And I think it's one of them where you just got to save your player, haven't you? It's been flicked across, and you save your player.
It's his body position. He's got to do if his body position is better. So when it comes over to our left and then goes, he shouldn't be facing his left like he was. He should almost be side on, because he should know that he's got a man behind him or man to his right hand side, but he's not aware of it. So when it's gone over to our left and then gone over to our right, he's had to turn all the way around. And even though it won't take long, you only need a split second, don't you, to give away a chance? Yeah, that's basically what's happened.
I just feel like we gave them that goal. I really do feel like we gave them that goal. It feels like there's a mistake in there, and it's too easy for me. You wouldn't mind if it's a screamer, but picking up players like that, being out of position, unswitched on in a relegation battle, it wasn't that good for me, this goal. Now, we've let them back easy there, 1-1. It was so good to get the win. Like you said, you're really happy we've scored that penalty, and you've let them back straight away. And then their fans are up. I said to my partner, the fans are up now. It gives them the confidence. They've got the momentum, and we feel like we've lost something. So our fans are a little bit knocked on that one. So I'll drop the next clip. I've got some good clips here. I put a lot of time in, so I hope you all appreciate them, because it just give us a good thing on the game. And I've done these nice and neat and tidy for you this time. So this frustrates me. But now I'm not going to grill him too much, because I'm moving on, and this is going to end positive. And because it's his birthday today, so I'm going to let him off a little bit. But happy birthday, Waby, but you did let me down here. Now, there you go. if you look at the top left picture, Iwobi has got the ball. This is why I like putting this stuff on the screen for you. I haven't seen it nowhere else, and I like to think this channel is unique in this way. Iwobi's got the ball there. If he's a confident passer, he lofts that over to Decore. You can see Decore there in that top left picture. Iwobi could just get his left foot round that high ball over the top. Doesn't need to be the perfect ball and knock it to Decore. And Decore's in, by the way, because they're all pulled over. I don't even know why. And I think it's an easy pass. But if you can't make that pass, Iwobi, then we're still looking at the top left picture. Just make the pass across there, straight, early. But instead, Iwobi decides to hold on to the ball like he does, longer than what he should, and they read it. And on the bottom left picture here, you can see they read it. He goes to make the pass that he should have 2 minutes ago, but because he's delayed it 2 minutes, they're onto it and they've read him. You've got to do things fast. And then they've closed it down. And then on the right-hand picture, it's just one simple ball. I mean, I think Leicester's tactic was play the long ball over the top, Vardy stay on side, and Keane's going to get done every time, because that's exactly what happened on the right. And this is just such a bad goal, because I don't mind if they earn the goal, but I feel we gave this goal to them, Paul. I really did. And it just wasn't good for me. I wasn't happy with this. I was really frustrated at this moment in time to let them go 2-1 and to let them go 2-1 so easily. How did you feel on this?
I felt at the time our energy was good, even though we conceded the equaliser. We were still on the ball. We were still passing the ball well up the pitch as well. The frustrating part is that the energy was a little bit misguided, and that's Iwobi all over. What you can't see on the top left is that you've got the pass. Is it Garnagay at the top? Iwobi's trying to pass it across there, but it's not on. It doesn't need to be done either. What he's got to his left-hand side, he's got James Garner, who's in the deeper position in space. I mean, it's like a 5-8 yard pass, something like that. And rather than try something which is basically going to screw us over, Iwobi's not aware of that, by the way. What he should have done is just laid it off to James Garner and then moved away in another position. Do you know what I mean? Because James Garner wasn't the last man. He then also had Tarks and Keane behind him. So there's plenty of people. We could have kept possession, but Iwobi's just over-risked it. He's trying too hard at that point.
I think he knows as well when you watch him after this. He knows he's done something really bad. And I want a player to realise, because I can understand people make mistakes, and he's done this a lot. So I think he wouldn't risk this now. It'd be a bit more switched on with it, but
it's just a bit of composure. Do you know what I mean? That's the problem with Iwobi that we've said before. To be fair, is that he's all legs, but almost no brain. You know, and no end product. Although obviously we see a bit of end.
Yeah, well, he shows he's 50-50, and that frustrates me because he clearly has got ability, and that's why he's chosen.
He's really frustrating, because the thing is, of all people that he could give the ball away to, it's Maddison as well. Maddison only needs a touch when he's intercepted it, and Vardy's through, and he gets the wrong side of Keane and rounds Pickford in the net.
Now we're 2-1 now down because of that Iwobi mistake.
Yeah.
And then this has happened. This is still the first half. We are playing well. It's end to end. We're not bottling it. Everton are going for this game, by the way, and I feel like we're playing a lot better than Leicester. We made two mistakes, and they've scored 2, but we've shown a lot of attack where we do look like we could be ahead in this game if we didn't do that.
Well, we were the better side stats wise. I mean, we had more possession. We had 14 attempts on goal in the first half to Leicester's 6. Do you know what I mean?
Look at James' response here.
10 of them, 10 of them actually were off target. But we had 4 decent chances, to be honest. This being
good lad, Jamie.
Well, surely the best of all, to be honest.
Oh.
But we were the better side in the first half. The score didn't show that. And sort of if you think of some of those main incidents in isolation, you wouldn't have said that. If you watch the game and see the stats as well, we actually were statistically the better side in the first half.
It was a lot better. They just caught us out. They had literally two attacks and scored, probably 3 or 4 attacks maybe and scored. But we was dominating, pushing in their half all the time. We was the team that looked more like scoring. They just caught us out a few times. Now this chance, Jamie, you're right. It gave me nightmares. But I don't know why I'm not that frustrated with him now. I'm not, because it can happen, can't it? We've seen some of the best players in the world, even Ronaldo. We've seen frigging hoof these chances. Just like it does happen. It comes to him, and I think it's bad luck as well, because sometimes you get any sort of connection on the ball there, it goes in the back of the net. It's harder to miss that than what it is to score it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Anytime if it hits your foot, it normally goes in there, but for some reason it's hit his foot, the back of his heel, and gone straight into the keeper.
I mean, how good was it that we got down the left-hand side and got the pass across?
We are playing well here, yeah.
We've been wanting that for ages. So good to get in that position and create this kind of chance. What's actually happened as well is when the ball's come across, there's been a slight deflection off the defender, and it's almost come closer to Calvert-Lewin than he thought it would. So as he's in stride, he's then got that deflection, and he almost goes, maybe not with the wrong foot, but it's closer to him. So he's got his body positioned in one place as the ball's coming across. It's got a slight deflection, come closer to him, and he's not put an extra step in to account for that. And so he stretched a little bit and got his heel on it rather than his actual instep.
I don't think he thinks it's going to come as well. It's come quite fast across the box, and it's one of them you want to get it, but I don't think he anticipated fully getting it. It just shocked him. But then this typical Everton. I mean, this is funny now. I mean, you're looking at this. What time is this now? What time have I got there?
This is 43 minutes, yeah.
43 minutes. So look at that picture now, 43 minutes Everton. We nearly score. Have a guess what happens in 44 minutes, because I'll show you what happens in 1 minute after this. So we nearly...
It's literally seconds. It's literally seconds from that position. They go forward.
Well, it probably is. They just probably
create this chance, yeah.
In minutes where I got it from, but it probably is. I've got 44 minutes this happens here. This is crazy. And we was very lucky. Another Michael Vardy run it, Michael Keane again. And I told you, this is their tactic. Just get Vardy to run at Keane. And he's got him all day long. And I still feel Keane might play, so I don't want to grill him too much, but I don't think he's playing that well. I don't want to put any player down, but I think he can cost us, because I think he should have blocked that shot on the second goal, and I think he's let Vardy go in. He's very lucky it's hit the crossbar, because you look at that, it looks like it's going in, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, watching again, thinking about the game, I can think of at least 4 or 5 times that Vardy's got the ball in the channel or a slide pass through the middle, and every single time he gets it, he's against Keane. So Vardy's actually targeted our right-hand side, if you like. So when we've gone forward and they've got the ball, when they break, they hit our right-back area. So obviously Seamus or Patterson's gone forward, and it's Keane who's going to go across. Vardy stays away from Tarkowski most of the game. He doesn't want to go near him.
No, but he knows Keane's
he knows he'll keep up with him, to be fair, or he's certainly put in a stronger tackle than Keane.
But even put your body in sometimes. If you can't keep up with them, knock them off on the run just to stop them sometimes. I feel like the goal that we showed earlier on, where Iwobi made the miss pass, I feel Keane's just got to put his shoulder into him early, or even just grab him a little bit. Not in a way like last man grab, but just make him slow him down that 2 seconds, which just puts Vardy off at ease, where if you just let him go and don't touch him on the run all the way through, and it's frustrating. Bloody Keane. I'm going to go through these Keane things, everything Everton, very quick. Don't worry. I'm not going to frustrate us with this. I mean, what you have to do is all the stuff that stressed your heart, you have to go through it, take it in, get it off your chest. That's what we're doing, and we'll be ready for the next game. And that's what me and Paul are doing. We're talking about the good and the bad, because there is some good stuff, as you said earlier on.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin looked better. That was DCL was getting sharper. Look, Jamie's just said, everything Everton's just said that. So there is some good stuff, so we'll keep going through it. But they could have scored them.
I tell you what, Vardy there should be kicking himself, to be honest. He made far too much of a meal of it. He had a decent chance, really, just to pass it into the net, either side of Pickford. So to try and do the fancy and try and chip it over him, it's Vardy's own fault for balls in that one up. Thankfully for us.
There's a lot happening first half because look how much stuff I've put on the screen first half, and I'm nowhere even near finished. Now this happens 45th minute. That was 44. They could have gone away from us then. That was a scary moment. This happens 44. And I know people on the channel would have seen. I already put shorts up on the channel. I put stuff up as tweets.
Yeah.
We was all gutted, weren't we? We was gutted when this happened. Now, we've had good news today. It's not as bad as we think. We all thought he was finished and he'll never be back and he's broke his leg or something. But we have got the news from Coleman today that he is okay. It hasn't. I don't know how. His legs must be bloody solid because it was the same leg as well. But look at him. Look at his arm up. Like Mikalenko went to see if he's all right, and he shouted at him, "Get back on the pitch and fight to stay up." That's amazing, isn't it? Like that's my captain. And I tell you something. Someone said to me, "Coleman's a fan on the pitch," and you can't say it no better than that, can you? Coleman is a fan on the pitch. Every emotion that we have for Everton, he shows it for us, and I think that's why many other reasons why we connect with him. But what a player. And I'm so happy today to hear that. How was you feeling, Paul? Because I ain't spoke to you about it yet, the Coleman
situation. I just thought sod's law in it. I mean, he's been out, he comes back for 45 bloody minutes. And then he's
playing well as well, wasn't he? He was playing well.
He was playing well. Well, everything, it seems to be, it's unusual for a right back, but a lot of our play starts or goes through Coleman. I mean, as you saw with the penalty, and there's been plenty of possession play that involved Coleman as well. In the first half, there was a good couple of times that actually Coleman got to the byline and put a cross in or two.
He was, and he was stopping them. I thought to myself, and I'm not joking, I thought after Godfrey being so bad last game, it made me appreciate Coleman 10 times better because the moment they got the ball, Coleman was into him. He didn't let them have two sets. He didn't let them get at ease with the ball. He was straight into him, smash, straight away, smash. I'm into you. And I feel like that's what got us on top first half. And it gives you the momentum. Just one player going at him and not being scared gives you the momentum. And I think Coleman was like that. I think he was straight in that first half. And it set the tone for our whole team. And he's a big part of why we played well that first half. But I was gutted. And the way his leg went, the way the studs was planted and the way the twist, I thought he's gone. I really did. I thought this is it.
It just went like that, didn't it?
Yeah,
in the slow-mo.
It's one of those tackles you don't want to look at.
Oh, no, it wasn't nice. But that photo is just going to sum up our season, isn't it?
He's going to keep us up, and look at the fight of him. I loved it when he did that. When Coleman did that with his fist. I mean, his leg's in agony, but when he did that, it made me want to stay up even more. I mean, I want to stay up anyway, but it just got me jumping off my seat. And that was at 45 minutes.
He was creating loads as well because one of the times that he got to the byline. I think it was Coleman anyway. The ball came in for McNeil, who hit it first time. Everson makes a one-handed save down to his left. We had good chances, and a lot of it came from the right-hand side. And
then obviously Patterson's come on for him. Now we're all thinking who's going to come on for him. That's the question.
Yeah.
And we're all thinking, please don't be Godfrey, be Patterson. Patterson, come on. So we're kind of gutted that Coleman's injured. Well, we're definitely gutted that Coleman's injured, but we're kind of happy that Patterson's going to get a chance to prove himself. And I feel like this was the only way Patterson was going to get his chance by being forced in.
Yeah, it was the closest like for like you could get without changing what we were actually doing.
Well, there's loads of added time here.
Tons. Yeah.
I didn't even realise when the penalty come until I went back through the game because I was that zoned into the game. Now, I'm telling you something, just in case the referee doesn't think it's handball, Michael Keane's telling you it's handball. But
ref, it's here. Yeah, no.
The referee's saying it's hit your shoulder and Michael Keane's going, no, ref, it's hit my arm, I promise. That's
comedy gold.
Oh my! When I put that up, I was laughing my head off. This shows how dopey Michael Keane is. At least point to your sleeve. That's the part that's not on ball. Oh my days, Michael Keane! What are you doing, lad? He's pointing to the pivot on the joint of his arms. That's definitely on ball.
I tell you what, there's a lot to be said for wearing long sleeve shirts. To be honest, if he's trying to point to the end of his sleeve or something like that. He's not even in position there with his fingers.
I think Michael Keane's asking for a blood test there, saying he wants to prove he's Evertonian, that he does care. He's not showing it, but he does.
Trust
What
me,
the heck?
I'm not on performance enhancing drugs. Trust me, I'm not.
You just oh, that's made me laugh. That has, it's put me off. But you look like he's put the cross in. Normally I'll fight for any decision, but I'm not stupid. And Keane's got his arm up there on the pitch on the left. We all see players put their arms down deliberately now because they know the rules. He's got his arm up. It's hit him on the arm. It is a penalty. I don't know what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think, but you can't have your arm that high. And it's a typical Michael Keane. Give them something for nothing. And we're already talking about 3 or 4 moments Keane's messed up here. This I don't understand why he's not getting dropped. I'll still be behind him if he plays because I have to be, but I don't understand. But yeah, we'll go. That's happened then. Michael Keane's point to his arm and he's told the referee it's a penalty. It's 2 seconds. I'm just going to get
his body position more than anything.
Go on.
It's body position more than anything. Again, do you know? I mean, Keane
comments what the man.
Keane wasn't racing back, 20, 30 yards. He was well within position to get his body position right, and he still hadn't done that. That's why he's got his arm
fully extended out there, look.
Oh,
You could literally, honestly, I thought he was on the Titanic boat the way he had both arms out there. Absolutely crazy. Crazy Michael Keane. But yeah, frustrating. They get a penalty. They deserve a penalty. And I'm going to put it on the screen now. I mean, we have a fantastic goalkeeper, and anyone that says he isn't, he just sometimes shows you that he is, doesn't he? He can save you. And I've seen a tweet, someone saying, oh, why is Pickford celebrating like that when he's saved? When here's the penalty. I'll show you the penalty. Here we go. Should come up now on the screen. I've got some good stuff for you. It's flowing nicely. I like it. Nicely going through it, nice and quick for you, and then we'll talk about positive stuff at the end. Now, here's the penalty. That's what I say. Look at his celebration. Some are saying, why does he celebrate like that? Because I think he knew that penalty save has kept us in the game.
Why not? Yeah. I don't get that. You should, if you are a goalkeeper, this is your goal, isn't it? This is a goal for you. Surely.
Of course it is. Keeps you in the game massively. I mean, we're finished. If they score that, we're finished because we get more down and they get more up, and they'll finish us off. We're a bit luckier because if you think Vardy's hit the crossbar just before this, and then they've just got this penalty as well. So that although I still feel like it's end to end, I feel like we're just being stupid on mistakes. We're still attacking them while this is happening, but they're just attacking us and making more with their attacks. If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and the thing I love Pickford. I love the fact that he's just pumped, isn't he, for everything. Someone said on Twitter something about Pickford being a weirdo, and I said, "Well, yeah, but he's ours."
Yeah, I love him. I do love him. I loved him in the press as well. Listening to him in the press, he's a very switched on guy. And I like I think you've got to be a nutter to be a goalkeeper. And I like his confidence when I put a video up where he said about Maddison, that goes, what would you advise me to Maddison? He's like, well, don't play poker, you know what I mean? Straight away. And I loved it. And Pickford, well done there, because you've kept us in it. Your bottle obviously has helped. I mean, I've seen on Talk Sport them moaning, O'Hara chatting absolute rubbish, saying
I've not heard any of that. Go on.
O'Hara said you shouldn't be allowed stuff on a bottle, it's cheating. Because Pickford's got on his bottle 60% Maddison goes down the middle.
Yeah.
And O'Hara said it's cheating, it's wrong, it gives them an advantage. And I'm thinking, well, do you really think Pickford can't remember anyway? In his head, he's just putting it there for backup. Stupid O'Hara on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like their goalkeeper could have had it. There's plenty of other goals. Pickford isn't the first person to do this. I think we saw United Brighton FA Cup semi-final. De Gea, before every penalty, was going over, and he had something under his cap or spare gloves or whatever. They've all got it. They all know what they're doing. Yeah,
they know what they're doing. It's just stupid. They just like to have digs at Everton. Now we're on. I'm sure we're on the second half now. Just check what I've got. We're going in at half time now, ain't we? And
that's just the first half.
That's the first half. There's loads there first half. Oh my
Great game.
End to end, absolutely end to end. And this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we've played really well. And I'm happy that they haven't got they've had the chance that Vardy at the crossbar. We had a chance before that, so it kind of equals it out. And they had the penalty that was saved. And I'm thinking to myself, 2-1, I still feel we can come back and win this. What was you thinking at half-time? Because we are playing that well. I thought we can still come back, even though we're losing this game because we was dominating.
I didn't think we were out of it by any means. I don't know. I just thought, I mean, looking stats second half, Leicester were the better side in the second half. They had, 63% possession. We had the same number of goal attempts. Their expected goals was almost double ours. It's basically just they had more control of the game. Plenty of corners, plenty of free kicks around the area. They were at home. They were looking at as this game was one of their, it was their best chance to get a win in their last 5 games. And although we were sort of thinking similar thing with the away side, so the pressure and the intensity was more on their side, I felt.
Do you feel that was because they made a couple of substitutions? Because I know they brought Daka on second half as well.
They did, yeah.
And he seemed to run us back a little bit. Do you think it was because we'd done so much first half, we put so much effort in that we started to get a little bit fatigued second half?
I think we would anyway, to be fair.
With the way we started.
Corey was out on his legs, wasn't he? Calvert-Lewin again, he's getting sharper, but he was waning in the last 15 minutes. And I think we were surprised that Sean didn't make any changes, to be fair. But the lads dug in and they did a really great job.
Well, I always say if you're going to make a mistake, we can talk about players' mistakes because they make mistakes, but they've got to put it right. I mean, it's not even, I don't think it's putting them down to talk about the mistakes because they are there. You look at them and you just say, don't do it again. Yeah. That's all you do. And you've got to look at them because you've got to look at what you're getting wrong to learn what you've got to improve on. And I feel like those things we can improve on. I really do. And this is 54 minutes in. Iwobi, as fair play Iwobi, because you gave away that goal earlier on. We talked about it. You did yourself. I could see how angry you was, Iwobi. But you're stuck in there. You've wanted to earn us back into the game, make up for that bad pass. And this is a cracking goal, by the way, because McNeil's whipped a cracking ball in. Absolutely fantastic ball that they've had to defend. And then this is what you want players to do. Iwobi's onto that second ball. He's anticipated it and he smashed it in with confidence. It's a cracking finish, isn't it, Paul? This is.
First time. It takes a long time for it to come down as well. That's not easy at all, to be honest. So, whether he's been practicing first time finishing or not in training, if he has, then it shows because obviously the one in the first half, keeper saves to his right-hand side and this one that goes in the corner. So, great finish. And I'm glad he got it because it did kind of make up for his mistake in the first half.
He needed it, and you could see, because I was debating on putting Gray on for him, but this is sometimes where we can say we know why we're not manager, because I said bring Gray on for Iwobi, and Iwobi's stopped on and scored. So you just got to trust the manager. I know it's hard to trust him. I feel he should have brought players on for energy, but then you can see maybe why he left Iwobi on there if he's got a goal in him to bring us back. Because
there's things as well that we're obviously not privy to. So we can make our suggestions and we can have our arguments based on what we know, but there may well be other things that, there will be other things that he knows based on being with him all the time. So
Iwobi's probably smashing goals in like that for fun in training. They're probably having knockdowns and Iwobi's knocking everything in. And then Dyche is probably thinking, I do feel you can score goals without how well you're knocking it in at training. We don't know, do we?
He's under pressure there as well. Thomas, their left back, is right on him there. So he's done a decent job, Iwobi, to be composed.
Yeah, I think he's done really well there. It's a fantastic goal. And we're back in the game now, and it is all Everton. It's end to end. It's like a boxing match, isn't it? They're coming at us, we're going at them. And it's like no teams, for saying it's a relegation battle match and there was so much at stake, no team's holding back and sticking, are they? They're both going for it end to end. And we do have this chance. I mean, that's 54. They had a few. I'm not going to put everything on the screen because I don't want to make this too long. But they had the chances. We had a few. We're going at each other now. And there's one chance out that I'm going to put on the screen. Do you know which chance it is, Paul?
For us?
Yeah. This is the
Decore.
Yes.
I think what we were doing, we sat back a little bit, didn't we, second half, and it was hitting them on the break, to be honest. We didn't have sustained pressure for many periods at all, sort of in that second half. So it was a case of us winning the ball on the halfway line or just inside our half and then breaking them. Basically, Decore or Garner Gay breaking up their play, getting a touch in and then us breaking away. So, I mean, there was a few times that Dwight McNeil got the ball and just ran for 40, 50 yards.
Fantastic
just to try and get up the pitch.
He played fantastic, didn't he? Dwight McNeil. I forgot to mention him.
He did great. And actually, another thing from that situation, and I saw it in both halves as well, is that, we've been saying for the last couple of weeks about the wingers swapping sides.
Yeah, they did. I was thinking of you then, and I was thinking of people on the channel because we said just swap it.
It worked as well. It did work. It created a little bit of confusion. Their fullbacks weren't sure about which way people were going to go, and we changed it quite often, and it did create one or two chances for us.
John Foster said it was a great game. It was end to end. It was exciting. It was probably one of the best games I've watched for a while. I was scared, but I was really enjoying it because Everton wasn't sitting back and they was playing how I wanted them to play, and I know they was trying the best. So and I can get behind the players trying the best. And this now it's a fantastic chance. Well, it's not even the best chance. It's just it's well, isn't it?
It's edge of the area as well. I mean, he's still got at least two defenders in front of him. Keeper's unsighted.
Keeper's unsighted. That's why I put this picture up to show you that the keeper can't see nothing there. He doesn't even know where the ball's going to go. This keeper, by the way, fantastic. I don't want to big the opposite team up, but I will point out he saved them. He really did save them. And I think this keeper, if it wasn't for him, we probably would have won this game. I really do, because this is one of many saves that he made. He made some fantastic saves. There's a couple of Calvert-Lewin chances where he just got to it before Calvert-Lewin. And the keeper was fantastic. A point on what you said earlier on about it being end-to-end. I think McNeil was sensational. He was composed on the ball. He's got that composure even when he comes back in that left-back position where he'll make sure he knocks it out to Calvert-Lewin to get us on the attack. And it was good that Calvert-Lewin showed that, I'm not saying he's Lukaku, but showed that Lukaku style where you can just knock it up to him. They will hold it up and you can get out of trouble because it just gets you out of pressure. And Calvert-Lewin was doing that. And I thought Calvert-Lewin was fantastic. I'm not going to grill him too much for that miss.
Oh, no.
Because I thought he's going to be the difference on keeping us up. Calvert-Lewin is. I really do think he's finding himself. And it's so happy for him as well because he's been through so much crap, mental health and everything. And he's come out now and says, I don't know if you've seen, he did an interview and he says, I want to do it for you lot and stuff. I know how much you care. So happy for Calvert-Lewin to be getting back to form.
I think I saw one or two of the quotes from it. And the one that stood out for me was that he was allowed to come back when he was ready. He wasn't rushed. You can tell as well, can't you? Come back. Yeah. So all those weeks that we were kind of hoping he would come back and, Deitch is closer to the situation and has obviously spoke to him and he's come back at a stage where he's happy to do so. He doesn't feel forced. So we've rushed him back and then got onto him because we don't think he's trying, but we've rushed him back and he's not sharp enough. And that's the thing. Yeah. It's only because we've needed him. Yeah. We've desperately needed him. And thankfully having that gap, say, a month or 6 weeks ago, is now coming to fruition now at the most important part of the season. Well, we always try. This was my point on earlier as well. We always try and put a positive spin, and we finish this really positive. As you can see, we're getting positive now towards the end. We'll just have a little talk after. This is the last footage anyway. 87th minute was the last good chance. And I think that, do you know where you said second half we were sitting back a little bit more and a bit more precautious? I think that's because if we think about it, Vardy could have hit the crossbar to make them 2 goals ahead.
They had the penalty that could have made them 2 goals ahead. And I think Dyche is probably thinking to himself, well, we're very lucky to still be in this game. I'm not going to give it to him so easy this time. And that could be the reason in my head that he's been a bit more precautious, because he knows in his head they could have been 3-1 twice.
Yeah, and the thing is, don't lose. It would have been a disaster to have lost this game. If we had lost this game, the percentage of people who think that we won't make it would have been very, very high. But because we didn't lose, but we were still going for it. It wasn't like I don't mean we parked the bus or anything like that. We were playing a counter-attacking second half, and it almost paid off, to be fair. But not losing the game will be massive. I mean, in the pre-match when we were talking about fixtures and everything else, we sort of went through everyone's fixtures, didn't we? I said that I think
there you go. There's a comment to what you're saying.
What we need, and yeah, and I think if we're trying to get the 2 wins and a draw, we got the draw against Leicester, so we can get the 2 wins elsewhere. I know some people then say, "Oh, I just can't see us winning any games." And positivity, it's fine. I think we can win 2 out of 4, no problem.
Well, let's just have a heart-to-heart now. People in the comments, whoever's on, tell us what you think. I mean, we've gone through the stuff now. We had to go through the game because it was match reaction, so we had to go through the match, and that's the way we do it on this channel. And I feel like we've gone through it good there, and it's made me feel a bit positive because there was a lot of good stuff as well as a few mistakes, but there was a lot of good stuff, and I'm ready for it now. I do feel like there's a lot more to come the next game. I mean, we did a space, didn't we, after?
We did.
And it was not positive at all, and it drained me after. I know it drained you as well. And
it was a bit like a counselling session, to be honest, because there's a lot of Blues out there who, I mean, I can understand. You're talking years and years of being let down in different situations and not having any hope that anything is going to change. And obviously this season, last season, has been incredibly hard. It's not been the worst that we've had. It has been for some people who haven't sort of gone through the 90s, but we've still got a good chance. But there's lots of people out there who were hurting after a long period of time going through the same thing over and over. And it was a bit like a counselling session where we were talking and trying to bring them round, because that negativity is ingrained over the last, God, however many years you want to say.
It is like you say, I understand why people are negative, but I just feel like it's not good for you. And I can't put myself in that mindset. If I speak to someone negative and I end up being negative with them, I don't feel good after it. So I think you've just got to lift each other and talk about the good stuff. And don't let the bad stuff get to you, because the thing is, whatever happens, it's up to you how you let it affect you. So if you want to overdo something in your head, say Keane, if you want to think about him 24/7 and let him frustrate you and frustrate you and frustrate you, then it's going to get to you too much and you'll end up really not good over it. So I think you've just got to say, right, Michael Keane isn't doing well, but I'll move on from that. I'll just accept it. I'm not going to stress too much about that. Instead, I'll look at that Calvert-Lewin was better. I'll look at that McNeil was fantastic. Pull the positives out, because it's the positives that are going to keep you up. And I feel like there were some players that game that showed me that they want to stay up. Now, me as a supporter, I want the players in my team to show me that they want to stay up like I do. And I felt like a few players did show me that they wanted to stay up. So if they believe it, then why shouldn't I? Because I'm a supporter and I'm behind them 100%. I got a lot of confidence from that game. I really did, because I feel like if we didn't make mistakes, we would have won it. And I feel like Leicester are a good side. Some people will say they're not, but they are. Watch the results they get. So I'm at a draw. I'll take that game. And it's put me, I know we've got Brighton coming up. We'll talk about it pre-match, but it's put me massively in a good mindset for that.
Yeah, definitely. There's no, I mean, it was only, what are we talking, 3 weeks ago, Keane got us a point, last second against, or, last few minutes or whatever against Spurs. So we were loving him then, and then 2 weeks later or whatever, we're talking about his position and everything else. So, I mean, Iwobi again, yin and yang. It's just we've got a lot of those players who are not going to be consistent because we're not consistent as a side. So we pick out the positives of what they can actually do.
There's always going to be mistakes in these players because there is a reason why we've struggled in 2 relegation battles. I'm not being funny. Some people say, oh, he should be this. If he was that, we wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be in a relegation battle. You've got to accept the players for what they are and actually realise what they are. You can't just be saying they should be like this player because they're not. You've just got to accept it and see what their ability is and hope that they improve and just a little bit to make things easier for us. Before we're coming to an end now, don't know whether you know this, Chips and Gravy's gone Leeds.
Yes. Yeah, someone told me today.
He's a good manager, you know. He's a good manager.
Didn't you say that's the contract offer?
Well, the Leeds went to him, Big Sam, and they said, will you be our manager? And he said no, with 4 games. No way I'm taking that job on, Big Sam said. He said, I'm not interested in that game with 4 games. You should have come to me earlier, he said. He said, no way I'm not taking that deal on. Whatever you can offer me, I won't take it. So Leeds left it, and then apparently Leeds went back and offered him unlimited chips and gravy. And within 2 minutes, the deal was done.
Can't argue with that, can you?
I would have took it because the chips and gravy look nice. I've seen the picture, but he is, all jokes aside, he nearly got us bloody Europa League. He's a good man. I didn't want that to happen, you know. I wish we would have actually got him as an assistant manager for Sean Dyche or something like that, just to keep him out of the way for Leeds because, well, apparently he's come out and said, Big Sam's come out and said, I'm better than Pep. I'm better than Klopp. He did, honestly. He said, I'm better than Pep. No, it's true. This is true, this part. I lied about the other part, but this is true.
It will surprise me at all.
He's actually said, I'm better than Pep. I'm better than Klopp. I've got more experience than them all. And there's nothing they don't know that I don't know. This is what Big Sam's come out and said. He's hungry. Not for chips and gravy. I didn't mean that. That's when you know it's natural. No, he's hungry to do. He scares me. 4 games. He said he's going to get them playing. He even slapped a table on one thing. I watched him and said, you need to play direct. Just get the ball in the box. And he did well with us and he might do well with them. So it's not what I wanted to see. I know Jamie told me to talk about it and mention it. And that is my thoughts. I think it's more scary him being the manager. What's your thoughts on it, Paul?
I mean, sort of going back to when he was with us, he came in, didn't he come in after, I don't know if was it Unsworth who was before Sam?
He had Rooney and all that lot, didn't he?
And we had, we beat West Ham for Unsworth. I think Rooney scored from halfway line. And tell me if I'm wrong, by the way, if I've got the wrong game. But I think Sam came in after that. He then wins 2 games and suddenly we're well in the top half. So it was that initial, lift or bounce or whatever you want to call it. And we were consistent after that, consistently sort of just floating around in that top half. So he did what he was asked for. So he would say to us, be careful what you wish for and everything like that. But in terms of Leeds, it's 4 games where they are the underdog in each of them. I mean, City away next for a start off.
And Haaland's just absolutely destroyed. Haaland's on fire, by the way. I think he scored a few again tonight.
He did. He scored another one tonight. And the thing is, I mean, Sam's not been managing for a little bit now. And West Brom went down when he went there late on. And I don't know whether Sam's name is going to be a massive, massive lift for Leeds fans and Leeds players, to be honest. Compared to what it used to be, I think it's potentially waning, especially a team like Leeds who had an extended period with Bielsa. There's plenty of players who were there when Bielsa was there, and they've got it ingrained into them to pass the ball and work their way forward and everything else. And I'm not sure whether they will be keen on it.
It's crazy though, because Leeds have gone from such a fantastic style under Bielsa, which was risky. I understand that's why they got rid of him. But you get someone in that can still do that style, but be better with it more defensively in that style, I think. And then they've gone and got a manager now that's completely the opposite. So that you're right in what you say. The players they've got don't match his style. And I did think that. I am scared of Big Sam. I am. I mean, Jamie messaged me and says it's just, look, keep them up and knock us down. But I don't think that'll happen. I don't think Leeds are the right players for him to do what he wants.
I mean, I wasn't for Leeds' sake. I wasn't keen on Garcia being appointed. I mean, it might be wrong, but I think he went down with Watford, and they're just sort of bringing someone in to get rid of Jesse Marsch. But I don't know. I just think the games are really, really hard for him. And seeing some of the players, like I mentioned, Jack Harrison sat on the Bournemouth dugout after all the fans had left last week, when they got hammered against Bournemouth. He just looked as though he'd gone. Do you know what I mean?
Finish, yeah. Someone just said there. Everything Everton said Leeds are gone. I'll go back to your question here. I like to get your questions on. Keep asking questions all the time, and always let us know how you feel on the channel, because we feed off you in the comments as well. It's a late one tonight, but thanks for sticking with us. How many points? Before I answer this question, though, what do you think, Big Sam? You're saying he probably ain't going to help them then with that team.
Well, I mean, their last games have been awful for them. Do you know what I mean? They, at the beginning of April, they beat Forest 2-1 at home. And at that point, you were sort of thinking, Leeds will be all right and Forest will be the ones who go. Since then, they lost 5-1 at home against Palace, 6-1 at home against Liverpool, lost 2-1 against Leeds. Lost 2-1 away against Fulham, drew with Leicester at home, and then obviously the hammering. That's a hell of a run to go on, just to suddenly lift yourself away at City, home against Newcastle, away at West Ham, and at home against Spurs. That's a hell of a gap to get. If we're saying that we need another 2 wins, for them needing the same to beat us, then they're going to get 2 wins out of that.
No, I think the fixtures are too hard for Leeds. I really do.
To go from that to up there,
it's not going to happen. It'll be interesting to see. I hope it don't anyway. If he does get a bounce, we'll be buggered. I mean, I prefer what Chris is saying there. Chris Thomas, anyone on the channel that's come on that hasn't been on before, if you're not a subscriber, then subscribe, please, because I want to keep you. Because we've got some cracking people that come on in the comments, and we know more, and we want to get to know you as well. Getting to know more Evertonians. So like and subscribe if you can.
Sam, I was going to say that Sam's thing isn't attacking.
No,
Sam's thing has never been attacking. He will shore up your defence, and he will get balls into the final third, because basically you're going to hit it forward from your full-back positions. You're going to hit it 60 yards into your attacking third on the edge of your opposition's area, and you're going to go from there. So it's about having people who are going to win headers for you, if that's what you're doing. Now, I'm not sure Leeds have got the tallest side, to be honest.
No, they haven't. I thought that. I thought they've got Adams, they've got that McKenna, they've got Irish. Other than Bamford, who's not even playing that well, other than him, they haven't got even the defenders. Cooper's not a big centre back. That's Stroy. I don't think it's the right setup for him. If Big Sam went to Nottingham Forest, I'd be a lot more worried. But I think that they're more suited, that sort of team for him, where they've got some fast attackers and he could solid them up in defence.
Yeah, because you've got is it an Onto, the little lad on the left hand side, rapid,
he's quite good
on the ball,
the Irish lad.
Sinistera is injured now, so he might not be coming back for the next few games at least. And who've you got? Is it Somerville or something like that? Chippy Somerville.
It is Somerville, I think.
Is it Somerville? Yeah.
It's something like that.
they're not gonna jump ahead of centre backs and full backs to win headers. I just can't see it.
No, I think we're safe on that one. How many points do we need? This is from Everton.
Yeah.
We always finish positive, so you know it's going to be a positive answer here by Paul. Well, it always is. Anyway, he does believe we're going to stay up, and so do I. But how many points do you think we need to stay up, Paul?
Well, we've got to do one better than Forest and Leeds, and we've got to do two. We've got to get a point better than Forest and Leeds, and we've got to get 2 points better than Leicester, based on the goal difference. Because at the moment we are, what are we? We're 25. Forest.
We're doing really, really well with the freeze. And I knew that you was going to freeze when I finally got that question in at you. 2 seconds, I will let you in. I knew you was going to freeze. He will tell you. He will carry that on. We are coming to an end, people. Thanks for staying on all the way through. Just a couple of minutes left. I will add him back in to carry on. There you go.
So I was going to say, so Forest have got, I don't know where I broke up there, but Forest have got, ours is minus 25. Forest is minus 32. So a gap there. Leeds is minus 24. And Leicester isn't too bad. Theirs is minus 13. So you kind of think it's going to be close between us and Leeds on goal difference. If we can get the same points as Forest, then we should be above them. Above Leicester have got a better one. So looking at sort of fixtures they've got left, I would think that we need... I still think 2 wins is probably what we're going to need, because if Leeds are going to falter and not get what they need from their 4 fixtures, I still think Forest are going to get another win, and I think Leicester are going to get another win. Forest are at home to Southampton next. That's on the 8th. The games on Monday are key. That's when your football weekend is going to come to a bit of a climax, really, because the games that we're focusing on aren't happening on Saturday or the Sunday. It's going to be on the Monday, and you're going to have obviously us and away at Brighton. You've got Forest against Southampton, and you've also got Leicester away at Fulham. So that's going to be interesting. Well, you're going to end up watching 3 games, one after another. So you're going to have Leicester away at Fulham at 3 o'clock, then us at 5:30, and then Forest Southampton at 8 o'clock. So there's lots of stress on Monday.
I won't be able to go against to say stay up on my team that I've been tweeting. Oh, it's going to be stressful, but I do believe I honestly believe, and this is the truth, and stick with this. I believe that I don't think we've gone through it. We already did it last channel, but I believe if we win 2 games, we stay up. I think if we win 2, we stay up. And I think if we get lucky, if results go our way, we might be able to just win 1 and draw 1 and still stay up. I do believe that, because I think Forest and Leeds might not even win a game. If Forest and Leeds don't win a game, we probably only need to win 1 and draw 1 to stay up.
Yeah,
but if they do win a game, then I feel like we've got to win 2. Now, I massively do think we can win 2. I really do fancy us Brighton. I do, and I think we can do it. I really do. Just get behind them, and I think we're suited against Brighton. I really do. Now, Brighton are a fantastic team. Trust me, I've watched them loads, and I'm happy for them. I think what you're doing is fantastic. You're running the club well. You're bringing young players in, and you pass the ball fantastically. And trust me, I've got no disrespect towards Brighton, but I do believe that we have the players to stop them. We're just starting to play better, and with what's at stake, we're going to go and beat Brighton, and we'll get that win. And then all you need in the next couple of games is 1 win. We need probably 1 win from Wolves or Bournemouth to stay up once we've got that win. If that's what I'm thinking in my head, that's the way I'm challenging it up in my head, ready. And we'll do it. We will do it. We'll stay up. This next game's massive, though, because we keep saying it. We said against Leicester, if you win it, it makes it easier. And it's the same with Brighton. If you win it, it makes it easier. I don't know. How would you feel if we drew against Brighton? Would you still be...
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's great. Take that straight away. No problem at all. Honestly.
you don't know the way it's going. I mean, I put a tweet up and no one liked it because some people just want to think negative. But I put what we said on the stream last time. I put a tweet up and I put it up saying, in our last 5 away games, we're unbeaten in 4. And because we're drawn 4, lost 1. Now, the form is getting better away. If we go and draw against Brighton away, that means we're unbeaten in 5 out of 6 away.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good form, that is. And then, see what I mean? You've got to look. Things are getting better because we used to go away last season and under Lampard and not do anything.
No, we'd sit well back. I mean, you're talking 3 of those 4 draws that we've got now in 5 have been 2-2.
Exactly.
You know, Forest, Chelsea, and last night or on Monday was 2-2. So it shows that actually we're scoring more away. We're scoring more away than we.
4 draws. 4 draws could actually do it. It's funny you said that because it still gets you your 4 points that could keep you up.
I mean, the City one's funny really because they have their first leg against Real Madrid. Was it 4 days before they play us, and then the second leg's 3 days after they play us. So I tell you what, it would be a gamble for Pep to. I mean, City amazing. Their second straight could hammer us anyway, but it'd be a strong City manager who plays his absolute best players 3 days before their second leg in Champions League, the trophy that they haven't won. You know,
he's not going to because the pressure's on him
against the side who are literally kicking for their lives. You know, it'd be stupid to play Haaland and De Bruyne.
Even if he does play these players, we all know. Look at Richarlison when he played for us. Every player's dream is Champions League. Every player, it's World Cup and Champions League. That's what they want to win. Yeah. And you know for a fact they ain't going to go in for the challenges and miss out on the Champions League game. They'll be playing 50, 60%. Now, they're still very good at 50, 60%, but what we're saying is there is more of a chance of us getting maybe a draw or a 1-0 win against Man City. It does put things out to help us, that does, with them having those games around. It's the same with Brighton as well. Brighton have got Man United next, haven't they, or something like that? They've got a few.
They play Thursday night.
Yeah, they're going to be shattered. United.
And I mean, it's all picking out little things that could help us because the finest detail could, you know. I mean, Arsenal have got Newcastle next away. So if Arsenal falter again, that's a little pressure off City. You know, it's just all these little things, isn't it, to be honest? And we're not saying it's going to make the difference. And we're not saying that we're an amazing side or anything. We know we've been really bad.
We're just not stupid.
No, we're fighting. We're fighting for it, and we're showing fight for it. I tell you what, I'd be gutted if I was a Leeds fan, sort of looking at the fixtures or the games that we played in the last 6 games, because they've shown fight and not got anything from it. We've shown fight, and actually have had some decent away results and scored some goals.
You've got to do anything it takes to stay up. It doesn't matter what you do. It's like if the Big Show comes up to me now to beat me up, I might have to low blow him. It's cheap shot, but I might have to low blow him because he's a big lad and he's going to beat me up. You've got to do anything, literally anything to stay up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to look nice. We've just got to get enough points to stay up. And I really do believe we can. Now, we'll be dropping the pre-match. We'll get you ready. I'm thinking, do you think the face paint and the unicorn was lucky or not?
I actually wondered whether you would still have it on today.
Oh, it's still a bit on my neck. It ain't coming off. Look, blue. It won't come off on my neck. I said to my partner, they're going to think I don't wash, but I have got it off my face, but not my neck. It's blue. But it didn't. Don't even ask about showering at 12 o'clock with that freaking stuff on my face. But I don't know now because I'm thinking to myself, we did come back and we did get a good draw. Was the blue face paint, the war paint, lucky with the unicorn or not?
I think it was. You know,
I would. I messaged Paul and says, "What do you think is good to wash this off?" He says, "Bleach does the job." I was like, "Oh yeah."
Bleach or WD-40, I think
WD-40 or bleach. I was like, "Yeah." Look, he knows I'm clumsy as well. I could have done that. What would you have done if I messaged you? I'm in hospital with that.
Yeah. God, can you do
with
this,
my brains?
Can you do the stream for me? I'm in hospital getting my skin removed.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think I might have to do it. I don't know. What do you think in the comments? Do you think I need to get the war paint on again? Because it was lucky. I mean, we're unbeaten with it. I think probably I was in stitch. I did it live. I'll let you know early next time when I put it on. I'll let you. It was quite funny.
You might want to go out and actually just get some, face paint rather than Dulux.
No, that was like art paint. That was. But the good thing about that is that it's a big tub and there's loads of it, and I don't need to buy face paint, so save money. I might just use that again. And this is where you think now. Was that paint lucky?
Yeah.
What's that actual? This is what it's like for lucky socks, lucky pants. Was the actual paint lucky? Was that what did it? The unicorn definitely works. It made us beat Arsenal, and I think that game. We've just said it was a good result. So I might have 4 games left. I'm going to have to try anything. And I know any of you lot will. Now, everything Everton, shout out. Chris Thomas just come on. Jamie, a few others, the timing you might not be able to be on. But yeah, stick together. We'll do this. I'm looking forward to doing the pre-match review, Paul, because I know how well you can get us up for things, especially with that speech you did last time of us staying up under Duncan Ferguson. So I'm going to get some speeches out of you because you helped a lot of people positive. And we're all just going to stick together. And I've said it already. When we stay up, we're going to have about 8, 9 of you on the channel, probably even more because I'll let some in, some out. I'm getting a bottle of champagne when we stay up and I'm pouring it all over me just for staying up. Don't care. Because I don't celebrate staying up because it's not good enough, but I do celebrate a lot of people saying we're down and us not being. And we're going to do it. We really are going to do it. I mean, Everton obviously wants a unicorn in the paint. Done, of course he does. It's not him that's got to do it. Right. Thank you. Been a long one tonight, but we've gone through the whole game and I want it to be professional and it felt like it. I felt like I put good stuff on for you there. Thanks everyone for coming on, everyone. Have a good night and we will meet again on the pre-match for Brighton. I'll drop the brand now. Really enjoying this though. It is going pretty well. I will drop the brand if it doesn't freeze.